So today we are observing the very auspicious occasion of the Tirubhav Mahotsav or Disappearance Festival of Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Prabhupada, Jagat Guru. We are in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sarasvat Parampara. It's the Brahma Sampradaya, coming from Lord Brahma, disciple of Sri Krishna himself, coming down in our line through Sri Vedvyas, Sri Narad, then all our great personalities in this line coming in this age through Sri Madhvacharya, then our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Madhavendra Puripad, Ishwara Puripad, Lord Nityananda, Sri Advaita Acharya, six Goswamis, Sri Haridas Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Panchatattva. Then especially our six Goswamis, followed by Sri Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, Shyamananda Prabhu, then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu, and our Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, our Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Prabhupada. These are the prominent personalities. There are many other personalities. These are the prominent personalities in our Bhagavat Parampara. Bhagavat Parampara means the line of perfected masters, perfected personalities. Prabhupada, at the lotus feet of Prabhu, Sri Krishna, then we are Prabhupada. So Krishna is our one and only master, and so we're in a lineage of perfected masters. That means perfected sevaks. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada was famous for saying, Dasosmi, Dasoham. Anyone who would offer obeisance to him, even his own disciples, he would say, Dasoham. I am the servant. Why? Ek Ishwar Krishna Arsha Bhritya. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he is the one and only master of all. All others are his eternal servants. But what is our relationship with that, Sri Krishna? Therefore, we understand our Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, our Guru Varga, especially through the vision, the darshan given by our Srila Gurudeva Bhakta Bandhav Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. When our Gurudev joined the temple, after only a couple months, Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Priyagan Keshav Goswami Maharaj would ask him to give morning class, Chaitanya Bhagavat. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada wrote the commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavat. So sometimes when Gurudev would speak, he would glorify Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada in such a familiar way, very familiar. As if he knew him personally. Oh, he went and did this, and then he did this, and then he did this. And at that time, we're talking about the late 40s. So Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada had left about 11 years prior, because Gurudev was giving class now. This is 48. Took Diksha in 47, 48. So about 10 years after the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. Gurudev would speak about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada in such a familiar way. And in the temple at that time, Param Gurudev had him giving class. Why? Someone has to give class. Right? There were very few people in the temple at that time. Only a small group. And some elder devotees, senior devotees. Senior means controller, sometimes, right? I'm the controller, but I'm mastering others, but what if there's no one to master? Then I don't want to do anything myself, any seva. So there's some older Babas and things like that. But direct disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, very great Vaishnavas. Gurudev was giving class, and one day they went and complained to Param Gurudev, Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Your disciple, this Gaur Narayan, is speaking about Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, as if he's on a first-person basis, like they were friends, like he knew him very intimately. It's outrageous. So Param Gurudev said, call him here. Oh, Gaur Narayan. There was a similar story in Param Gurudev's time. Perhaps Param Gurudev is recalling. Perhaps. Param Gurudev was sitting on a chair with his legs up in white cloth. His eyes closed and his feet were kind of, gently swaying back and forth on the table. He looked very relaxed and comfortable. And sannyasis would come and offer pranam to him and wait, and if he would open his eyes hearing them, they wouldn't disturb him, but if he would open eyes and see them, they'd ask some question and he'd give some answer and they'd offer pranam again and go. So one personality who later joined and became Bhakti Rakshak, Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he saw this and he thought, this is very odd. White cloth, devotee, getting such respect and so casually sitting there. And then Gaur Arti started and he didn't go to Gaur Arti. So they went to Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada and said, your disciple, Vinod Bihari, is acting improperly. Not going to Arti, sitting very casually, receiving pranam from sannyasis. Call him here. He came. Yes, Guru Maharaj. Did you know Gaur Arti just happened? Gaur Arti? Oh. Yes, okay. These people came and offered pranam and left. Do you recognize? Oh, yes. What were you doing? He said, tomorrow we have to send the final copy of the latest Gaudiya Patrika to press, Gaudiya at that time. I was going through all the articles in my mind, making sure everything was correct. And then I was thinking about, I have to do this tomorrow, this administration work, then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. I was meditating on all these services, and I was also meditating on why Vaishnavas don't reveal their inner bhajan. But for them, everything is supporting their inner bhajan. So, Manasi Seva means internal contemplation. In their realized form, the spiritual realm, they're serving Radha Krishna and their associates, very sweet pastimes. So internally, Param Gurudev is there, Vinod Manjari with Nayanamani Manjari, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Kamala Manjari, with all their other associates. But the potency of the soul is that it can be doing all these things simultaneously. One time, Param Gurudev was at the courthouse, and the judge lamented, oh, my whole life I've been doing court cases. I wish I had time to do bhajan. He said, yes, this is your conception. For me, this is bhajan. How? He said, oh, sometimes Radharani also had a case against Krishna, and they prosecuted Krishna, and Madhu Mangal was the defendant. And he was a Brahmin, very scholarly Brahmin, giving all these reasons why Krishna should, be absolved of any guilt. But Lalita Devi's more sharp prosecution. Madhu Mangal was like first year graduate law student. Lalita Devi was like Supreme Commander General. Very easily defeated all his arguments, and the jury found Krishna guilty. What was the punishment? Prison life. How long prison sentence? Krishna is God. How long does Krishna live? So sometimes you see in this world prison sentences are like 567 years, just in case. So Krishna's prison sentence was how long? Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. That Krishna who has no beginning, no end. How long is his sentence? So they said, he will be forever Radharani's servant. Forever. No bail. And all the Sakas, no, this is not fair. No. No bail. And Krishna was smiling. Why? Radha Damodar. He's always bound by the love of Sri Radha. So this is his sweet pastime. Gurudev described that, Krishna is also involved in court cases. For you, this court case is Maya. For me, this is bhajan. Spiritual absorption. Anything I do because it's to please my Guru Maharaj and my Ishwari, this is my bhajan. Yat karo sirasnas, yat jaho siradasiyat, yat tapasyasi kunteya, tat kuru swamadarpanam. Krishna gives this secret. For those who have no attachment, this is just niskam karma yoga. Do your work without attachment, offer the fruits to Krishna. Karma nivadi karaste mafaleshu karachana. Do your work, offer the fruits to me. But if you have attachment, and then you do this, so sweet. Yat korosi, anything you do, you're doing it for your beloved with relationship. Right? Yat korosi yadasnasi, on one level, without relationship, it's just like work. I'm a soul. My job is to work and offer the fruits to God. But what is my relation? Service without relation is work. What do you want as a result? You can get. You did nice service, what do you want? King of heaven, tatastu, let it be. Lord Brahma, control of the universe, let it be. Liberation, let it be so. Bhukti, enjoyment, let it be so. Bhukti mukti diya jan palaya. Krishna gives this easily and sends you away. Palaya means go. Bhukti, the most enjoyment you can imagine. King of heaven. Everyone there to serve you. And you're ruling, and you get the glory. You get to go into battle and be victorious and be showered flowers, and all beautiful apsaras, damsels are ready to enjoy with you at a moment. Heavenly pleasure. Tatastu, let it be. The fruit of your service, then will be that. You want liberation? Take it. You want a planet like me? Take it. You want to be a body like me? Take it. You want to enjoy like me? Take it. Salokya samarpya sarsti samipya. But devotees say, Diyamanam nagrinanti, I don't want it. Vinamat sevanam, without relationship to you, without your loving service, I'm not interested in anything. So yat karosi yadasnas yajjahosi dasiyat. Krishna says this in the Gita. When you do this with the relationship, then life is sweet. Whatever I do for you. Whatever I eat, asnasi. Radha Krishna on the plate, sambhog, milan, meeting pastimes. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna. Radharani cooked this, Krishna ate this. This is his remnants. Not only Krishna's remnants. Sarva Brajabasibhyo, all the Brajabasi's remnants. Sarva Vaishnavibhyo, all the Vaishnav's remnants. Idang Mahaprasadam, Sarva Sakibhyo, all the Sakis remnants. Idam Mahaprasadam, Sarva Manjaribhyo, all the Manjari's prasadam. Then we take prasad. So this is not only Krishna prasad. When we do our offering, Krishna tastes, Shrimati Radhika, Guru Varga, Purnamasi Devibhyo, all the Sakis and Manjaris, all the Sakas, all the Brajavasis, all the Vaishnavas. It's described in Vilapkusumanjali. When Krishna eats, then Krishna purposefully leaves something on his plate. And Danishta's service, she is Krishna Paksha. Why? She's like a plant. Spy. Krishna's team. But if she's on Krishna's team, then she must fulfill Krishna's desire. So she is Krishna Paksha. She is younger than Madhya Yashoda, but she's like a helper for Madhya Yashoda, like an assistant. Okay. Danishta. So like Mangala Gita for Gopa Mataji. Younger, but friend, assistant. Junior, assistant, but friend. So Danishta always takes Krishna's plate. And Krishna leaves something always. She is Krishna's side, but she loves Radharani because she knows Krishna loves Radharani and she fulfills Krishna's desire. So she takes the plate and she collects the prasad. And then who is there? Rati Manjari, Raghunath. And she takes it very nicely, very soft, beautiful banana leaves, collects it very nicely, nice packet, and sends. And Rati Manjari is shining with the light of transcendental love, glowing with joy. She's skipping along the way back to Javat. This is in the afternoon pastimes. Aparan Lila, then Shayan Kaliya Lila, early evening. When Krishna comes back from cow grazing, he takes his bath, sits down, has his meal, and then they take this. And Krishna goes and watches performance. So then Rati Manjari arrives, and she gives to who? She gives to Radharani. Anugatya, guidance. She gives to her group leader. Who is that? Rupa. She gives to Rupa Manjari. Here you go. And Rupa takes and gives to who? She can give to Radharani directly, but she gives to her leader, Sri Lalita Devi. Lalita Devi is, like we see, little elder, very strong, very beautiful. She takes, and then Radharani sits down. Radharani is very happy now. Why? There are different kinds of meeting. Directly meeting, embracing, speaking, talking, playing, different pastimes, right? But when you've made something with love for your beloved, Yat Korosi, you've made this for Krishna, Yat Korosi. And Krishna's tasted this, Yatasnasi. And then you receive his remnants. That Krishna's tasted what you've made with love. Everything there is divine, spiritual, conscious. So Radhika's direct love and emotion and consciousness is all permeating that preparation. And Krishna's tasting her love. And then he's leaving some remnant for her. Adaramrita, the nectar of his lips. Touched by his lips itself. And then Srimati Radhika takes, then Lalita Vishaka, Idam Mahaprasadam Sarva Sakibhyo Nama. This Mahaprasad I'm offering to all the Sakis, Srimati Radhika, and all her associates, Astasaki, all the Sakis. Idam Mahaprasadam Sarva Manjaribhyo Namaha, all the Manjaris, maid servants of Srimati Radhika. And Idam Mahaprasadam Sarva Brijabasibhyo Namara, to all the Brijbasis. Then Idam Mahaprasadam Sarva Vaishnavibhyo Namaha, to all the Vaishnavas. And then we're sitting down together and taking that Mahaprasad. So Vaishnavas who have this realization, for them, the sadhya is the sadhan. The sadhan is the sadhya. The process is the goal is the process. Eternal love. It's the path, it's the destination. Eternal love. Everything you do with love, based on your loving relationship, then everything is sweet. Everything is divine. Everything is service. Everything is pure bhakti. Everything is pure love. Yadasnasi. So then our bhakti is very powerful. Yat korosi yadasnasi. Yat jahosi dadasi yat. Yat tapasyasi kontaya tat kuru swamadarpanam yat tapasyasi. What is our tapasya? Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Se Mora Shampada Se Mora Bhajana Pujana Se Brata Se Tapa Se Mora Mantra Japa Se Mora Jiva Nirji Vana Se Mora Jiva Nirjivana. My tapasya is what? Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. I will not go an inch away from her lotus feet. Kayate suete jata kichunam lai. Waking, sleeping, walking, moving, yet korosi, yet asnasi, yet jahosi, dadasi, yet tapasyasi. Whatever I do, why? Madarpanam, how are we going to offer it to Krishna? How are we going to approach Shri Krishna? Atato Brahma Jigyasa, now she'll inquire about Brahman. How are we going to understand Pada Brahman Shri Krishna without approaching Srimati Radhika? How do we approach Srimati Radhika without ridding ourselves of this Purusha Abhiman? We can never approach Srimati Radhika. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am male. And you can never approach Srimati Radhika. You can't come 1,000 feet near Srimati Radhika. You cannot see her from a mile away, from 10 miles away. You You have to rid yourself of this ego. Then come to that position of das and udas and udas and udas, servant to the servant of the servant of the servant. So Gurudev taught, who is Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada? What is the inner mood and desire of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada? How can we understand him and approach him? So when Gurudev was speaking about Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, they called him, hey, Guru Maharaj, Vinod, Param Gurudev, Bhakti Priyagan Keshav Maharaj at that time. Keshav Maharaj, your disciple, Gaur Narayan is speaking like he knows Bhaktisiddhanta. He never met him. He just came to the mat. So they called him and he said, oh, do you know Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada? Yes. They became more disturbed. What do you mean, yes? How dare you? How dare you? Yes, I know. How do you know? Why? I know you. You know him. Yadik shrutek shita. If we want to see something transcendental, we can see it through the process of inquiry and submissively hearing with Sharanagati, with surrender to Vaishnavas. Have you seen Gurudev? Tell me. The answer is yes. Have you seen Gurudev? Yes. Have you seen Gurudev? Yes. We've all seen Gurudev. Because you have heard about Srila Gurudev from those who know him intimately. This process is very powerful. Yat shrut ek shita, by the process of hearing. So what are you doing every day? Hearing Srila Gurudev? Hearing from the Vaishnavas about Srila Gurudev? So you are Gurudev's great disciple. Right? It's the Siddhartha Sastra. Guruvo bahava shishya vittapaharaka durlabha sadguru devi shishya santapaharaka. Lord Shiva told Parvati Devi, there are many gurus who only think about stealing the wealth of their disciples and can give them no spiritual benefit. Rare are those who are pure gurus, and even more rare are real disciples. So Gurudev would say, first become a disciple. First become a disciple. What does that mean to be a real disciple and follower? First step of being a real disciple is to hear. Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. Inquire about my highest good. Tasmad Gurung Prapaddeta. When I realize that I'm suffering, Pariksha Lokan Karma Chitan, my fruit of activities are leading me to suffering in this world. Hell and heaven and earth and everything in between. I'm working hard and I'm enjoying and I'm suffering the results of my activities. So when I'm sick and tired of this cycle of material existence, Tasmad Gurung Prapaddeta, I shall come and approach Guru and surrender. Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam, and inquire, what is my best interest? Shreya Uttamam, what is the highest good for me? Shabde Pare Chanishnatam, I approach those who are learned in the scripture. Brahman Upasamashram, who are under the shelter of the absolute truth. So this is the first step. Guru Parashray, what does it mean to take shelter? Then, Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam. Krishna Diksha, why? Without that, I am not a Vaishnava. Grihita Vishnu Dikshako Vaishnava, Puja Puronara, Vaishnava Bihito Bigyaritharusmat Avaishnava. When I receive Krishna mantra, initiation, and began serving Sri Krishna, then I am described to be a Vaishnava, otherwise I am not. I may be a friend of the devotees, I may be interested, but Gurudev, my mother asked Gurudev, and Gurudev said like this, very simply, one verse. Krishna Diksha, Vishnu Puja, Krishna Puja, then I'm Vaishnava. Then I must learn. Again, we go back to hearing. Shikshanam. Then Guru Seva and developing relationship. So Srila Gurudev described the nature and the glory of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. Like he had a close friendship with him. Why? Because on the spiritual plane he does. It's very near. When we do Guru Mantra, first you meditate on Guru, because in Guru all Gurus are present. That's what Vaishnavas describe. And then you understand the glory of all the parampara. First Guru Puja. Why? Guru connects you to the whole lineage. And by that meditation you become connected. Then that connection becomes like an umbilical cord that gives you spiritual strength through the channel of the lineage. And then by taking that shelter, what is that food delivery system, energy delivery system? What is that? What is the energy delivery system in the Guru Parampara? Shrotiya Parampara, we are the path of hearing. On Vyas Puja, Srila Gurudev wrote about that. Beautiful article we translated, I gave Gurudev in 2009. Vyas Parampara, Shrotiya Parampara, the path of hearing. Our own study doesn't have so much strength until we're connected. Once you're connected, then you can be a student of everything. But first you must be connected. What is your umbilical cord? Until you achieve your swarup, you need some living connection. So sadhu sangha harikatha. Satam prasanga mama virya samvido. My power is in the descriptions of my pastimes spoken by satam, saintly persons. Not anyone. Satam prasangam, whatever they speak. Once Param Gurudev was speaking with lawyers and doctors and barristers. And Gurudev was sitting there, but then he went to do some work. And Param Gurudev called him later and said, you should always sit. If you're in the sunlight, you'll get the sun rays and the heat and energy. If you're in the dark, you won't get it. The sun is for everyone, but you must be nearby to get that energy. He said, whether the sadhus are speaking about ordinary topics or whether they're speaking about spiritual topics, simply by their presence and proximity, you get so much power, so much energy. Never consider them mundane. Arche Vishnu Shiladir Gurusu Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhir. Never think Thakurji to be ordinary, stone, wood, marble. Guru, an ordinary personality, and Vaishnav, Jati Buddha, according to caste consciousness. Oh, they are low class Vaishnav, they are Brahmin Vaishnav, they are Shudra Vaishnav. Yasava Narakisa, it's like living in hell. Because you're living with this material conception of life, not spiritual conception. So, Srila Gurudev had a very intimate relation with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, understands his heart and soul. Through Param Gurudev, through that channel, he said, Param Gurudev said, yes, certainly you know him very well. Gurudev said, because I have heard of him from you, very seriously and sincerely, then I know him very well. One time someone was speaking and they spoke something about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Gurudev said, I have not heard that from my Guru Maharaj. He didn't say it's not there. He said, I have not heard it from my Guru Maharaj. Therefore for him, it held very little value. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Aikya Arana Kori Homane Asha. My mother is not so good. Either mother, either uncle, aunt, either family is more good. I will hear from them. But your mother is your mother, your father is your father, your aunt is your aunt, your uncle is your uncle. How are you related to Krishna? When we take initiation, we're called Achyuta Gotrasya Amukadasa. Now we're in Achyuta Gotra. It means Krishna's lineage. How do we come into Krishna's family? Achyuta Gotra means family line. We're in the family line when we have a family connection. That is Guru Tattva, family connection. Otherwise, no, I'll go to this Pandit and that Pandit and that Pandit, but they're not your mother and your father. So what's the value of what they teach you? It has no connection. First be connected, then be advanced, and then you can collect from everywhere. If you look at a child, in the embryo, it only has one source of nourishment from the mother. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya Aikya. Arna Koriya Manayas. A baby doesn't go and collect food from other mothers. Right? This is sadhana stage, practice stage. Swarup Siddhi, then we are born. Until that, we are not born. Birth means Swarup Siddhi, perfected spiritual form. To that point, we are in the womb. Why? Janma dasyayataha shastra yonitvat. Vedanta Sutra says, Shastra is the womb. So who is giving you food in the womb? Yonitvat. Guru, Gayatri Mata, Guru Pita. So Gurudev heard very intently and very seriously from Padma Gurudev, and he learned all the glories of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. We don't have time to go into the whole thing this morning. We also have evening class today about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. But some few things we can mention now as a preliminary approach. What is the desire and mood of our Gaudiya Rupanuga Guru Varga? Yesterday I was reading about this. Srila Gurudev's Harikatha, volume 31, Los Angeles, 1998, June 3rd to June 8th. Very nice descriptions. June 7th, what did Gurudev say? Oh, what is the meaning of Madhurya Ras? Sweetness, the sweet love. What is pure bhakti? Gurudev said Vaidhi bhakti is not pure bhakti. Even if you purely follow it, it's not pure. Right? So this is not pure bhakti. Pure bhakti is Braj bhakti. Madhurya, Sakya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, Madhurya Ras. This is pure bhakti. Sakale Jagat Aishwarya Mishra. Aishwarya Shatil Prem. The Lord said that this worship with the mood of opulence and respect does not really satisfy and touch my heart. Therefore it said, Gopi, the gopis' chastising words to Krishna are more sweet than the Veda stutis. Mahaprabhu taught this. Why? They're not doing it with this mood of opulence. They're doing it in a mood of direct family, spiritual love. You are mine, I am yours. Gurudev said, this is not otherwise. Pure bhakti means, how do you satisfy Krishna and please Krishna's heart? Then it's pure bhakti. Krishna Akarshini, how do you attract Krishna? Then it's pure bhakti. So therefore, Gurudev said, when the sakas are playing with Krishna, wrestling, this is pure bhakti. When Madhya Yashoda is breastfeeding Krishna or chastising Krishna, this is pure bhakti. When the gopis are playing with Krishna, dancing with Krishna, this is pure bhakti. And then he said he had a discussion with Padma Gurudev about Madhurya Ras. And Gurudev said in Dwarka, with the queens like Rukmini Satyabhama, this is also Madhurya Ras, right? Gurudev said no. Padma Gurudev said no. Not according to our philosophy, according to Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, according to our line. There's not Madhurya Ras. Why? They are dasya, servants. Krishna says, say, if they do man, then sometimes Krishna says, go and tell Satyabhama, I'm sending her back to her father's home. Then what will she do? She'll come running and fall at Krishna's feet and cry and say, please don't send me away. Right? Krishna gave her the home, Krishna gave them opulence, Krishna gave them children, everything. Krishna's master, their servant. Swakiya mood. Wedded love in Dwarka queens, this is Dasya Ras. Gurudev said, how is this possible? He said, no, this is Dasya. Some love, but service, primary. So then Gurudev said, in Braj, if Krishna were to tell the gopis, hey, stop your man at once. This mood is not proper. I am God. You are my servants. This is like a very funny joke to the gopis. They all start laughing. Laughing yoga. All the manjaris and sakis, different tones and melodies. Right? Different notes, laughter. Like Vrindavan Prabhu is one note, one tone. Tirtha has different tone. Right? This is Tirtha's tone. Vrindavan has his tone. Another person has their tone. Everyone has their own tone. Kirtan's tone we're trying to discover. Oh, a little bit there, indication. Jagadish, Jita tone, Mangala Gita tone. So Krishna says like this, and everyone starts symphony. What kind of symphony? Laughter symphony. Oh, Krishna is God. Did you hear? They start teasing Krishna. Oh, did you hear? Krishna is God. And they all start laughing. Oh, did you hear? Krishna is God. And Krishna looks around, he's surrounded. How many? Many, many. How many? Many, many. Too many to escape from. Krishna says, oh, this is my Vrindavan. This is my garden. They say, your garden? Yes, I am Ishwar. This is my garden. These are my flowers. So you're always coming with your cows and calves and trampling our garden. Every day we're like working to fix it. And we're taking care of the cows. When was the last time you watered a flower? When was the last time you took care of a plant? Van Devi, Brinda Devi is managing everything. This is her Vrindavan. So they called Brinda Devi and she said, I gave everything to Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radhika. Madhav Mahotsav, Radhika was coronated as Empress, Queen of Vrindavan. So this is her Vrindavan. Then Radhika gives symbol with her eyes. Proud Krishna, Jahi Madhava. Out of the Kunj. Jahi Keshava, get out. Madhava Kaitava, cheater. Get out at once. Out. And Krishna starts to shake. No, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Dandavat pranam. Yad kinkari shubhausha kaluka kuvani nityang parasya purushasya sikhartamoli. Tasya kadara sanidir brishabhanujayas tatkeli kunja bhavanangana marjanisham. Krishna offers pranam. Who? To who? Ruparati Manjari. Please, 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 please. I am unqualified. Please, don't reject me. Please. They ignore. Why? Without superior orders, Krishna can cry all he wants. Sometimes Krishna will sit outside the Kunj and do Radha Mantra, Radha Gayatri. For how long? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours, 8 hours. As they came in the morning, and they're sitting inside. It's like a, what's it called? Siege. Krishna sits outside, performing his austerity at the entrance. So they won't come outside because Radhika has man. And so she's taken a vow, I won't see Krishna. And all the gopis, they've also dressed their hair golden, not black. They cover everything with flowers, so it becomes like white or yellow or pink. No black. They put makeup on their eyes so they're no longer black kajal. Right? They say, oh, what can we do? The middle of our eyes has this black dot, this sham dot. What can we do? Right? They have contact lenses? No. Radhika says only this much is allowed. Nothing else. And she's sitting inside and it's under siege. And they say, no problem. We're in Vrindavan. All the animals supporting Srimati Radhika, they bring food, they bring flowers, they bring fruits, they bring messages back and forth. Krishna can do austerity as long as he likes. So Krishna sits and chants, Om Radha Mantra, Radha Gayatri. How long? All day, all night, another day, another night. Finally, after long penance, long tapasya, long austerity, and Srimati Radhika becomes pleased and says, okay, give him darshan. From a distance, and Krishna gets little distant darshan, and then she says, go. He offers pranam, yes, Haribol. So this is bhakti. How is this bhakti? It's very strange. So Gurudev said, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, bhakti was there. But this pure bhakti, this braja bhakti was not present. It wasn't understood. The glory of Srimati Radhika, the glory of the Brijabasis. Oh, the Brijabasis are like village people. And Krishna went and he became properly situated king, Kurukshetra, warrior. Nowadays people think, oh, Braj Krishna, this is a different Krishna. Very naughty, very reckless. But what is the mood of Braj? What is the glory of the Brijabasis? People don't understand. Therefore Mahaprabhu came and taught this. Swabhakti Shriyam, what is the glory of the service of the Brija Gopis? Especially what is the position of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika? Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why Mahaprabhu came to distribute this message? So why did Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada come? Also with this same goal and vision. There are many platforms and many levels. Varnashram Dharma, something. Nam Sankirtan Yuga Dharma, more powerful, important. Book distribution, very important. Why? This message is there. And as they come from that, they will come gradually to Vaishnavas, and then they will gradually progress more and more and more and more. But what is real bhakti? He came to teach this. So therefore, his final pastime, he asked his intimate disciples, please sing. What should you sing? What should you sing? Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Se Mora Sampada Se Mora Bhajana Pujana. Sing this song. And he wrote his final instructions, all together stay at the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Raghunath and serve under their shelter. Together, with no pride, no ego, I am Acharya, you are Acharya, he is Acharya, I will be Acharya. No. Das and Udas and Udas and Udas, servant to the servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Bhartu, Pada Kamalayor, Das, Udas and Udas. That is our eternal position. That is our eternal desire. That is our eternal hope, our eternal aspiration. May I become Das and Udas and Udas. One day, Kabe Habe Bolo, Sedin Amar. All our Acharya songs ends with Das. Narottam Das Kahe. I am Das, eternal. But in that realm of Braj Bhakti, the Gurudev said, you may be worshipping Radha Krishna deities, he said. But if you're worshipping them like God, then still this is not Braj Bhakti, pure Bhakti. It's very astonishing. Worship Radha Krishna, but if you think they're God, then it's not pure Bhakti. How is that? Very strange. He said, when any problem comes, you'll say, oh Radharani, save me, oh Krishna, save me. That means you think they're God. He said, Brajavasis never pray to Radha Krishna. They pray to Krishna like their beloved, their friend. But he says, oh Giriraj, protect me. Oh Nrsingadev, protect my child. They may say Nrsingadev. But Krishna is only Bala, boy. Young, Kishore, Kishori. So Gurudev said, you must learn all tattvas. Dasmula tattva, Krishna tattva, Jiva tattva, Bhakti tattva, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan, Sadhan, Bhakti tattva, all these tattvas. But then ultimately, this knowledge will fortify you, create a wall. But ultimately you must cross over that wall, that barrier, to understand Madhurya, Braj Bhakti, sweet, pure love and devotion. That Krishna is only that I am not worshipping Krishna because he is God. I am worshipping Krishna because I love him. That is worship. I am not worshipping Radharani because she is the supreme Ishwari. I am worshipping her because based on my love, my devotion, my desire for eternal service, relationship. Right? Then Gurudev said this becomes bhakti. Otherwise, worship is of Lakshmi Narayan. The Vaishnavas were saying this. Sometimes we have Radha Krishna deities and you're doing worship. This is Lakshmi Narayan puja. Oh Jai Jagadisha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare. Oh Jagadish, please remove all my problems and give me a nice home and wife. Give me a nice home and wife. You are God and you should give me everything I want. I am a living entity and very small. Please give me everything I want. Oh Jai Jagadisha Hare. Remove all my sickness and disease and make my neighbors get them instead. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Not always, but still. You're worshipping God with this mood of opulence and wanting some material reward. He's too far. But how can we develop this relationship? Radha Krishna Pranamor, Jugala Kishore. Jugala Kishore, eternally youthful couple. For me, they are not God. For me, they are beloved. Why? Because that Sakale Jagata Mishrit, Mahaprabhu said, all the world is mixed with this mood of opulence and worship of God. Wherever there is worship of God, it's mixed with this mood. You are God, I am small, give me something I need, and I will offer you a flower and some fruit. What is that? I'll give you 10 rupees and I want a kingdom of heaven from you. Great return on investment. Yes, you can get it. But you can't get that loving relationship with him. So this is the mood of our Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. Therefore, he established a school. If you look at, tonight we'll speak more about his pastimes, his glories. The devotees may also speak, it will be nice. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur had a vision for spreading Krishna consciousness around the world, to fulfill the prophecy of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's prophecy will automatically be fulfilled, but who will engage in that service? Gurudev said, what does it mean, prachar? Preaching. What is preaching? Raga marga bhakti loke kurite pracharan. Gurudev said, Vidi marga, only Vidi bhakti without rag is not pure bhakti. Gurudev made this strong statement. That's why Vaishnavas who are really knowing Gurudev under the guidance of Gurudev said there will be a war. What will be that war? Many soldiers, Vaidi, dum dum, marching. You are bogus, you are bogus, you are bogus, you are bogus. Don't worship Krishna with love. Don't worship with attachment and attraction, and sweetness, and desire for service, and greed for loving engagement. No. You are fallen, he is God, you shall perform worship. Yes. But why not do it with love? Do the same activity, but with love. What's the problem? Not just the function, but the mood. With love. With understanding of the tattva. Yes, they are God, but that is their post position. In family life, you may be king. But if I am your son, you are my father. You may be queen. If I am a child, you are my mother. Right? You may be king, but if I am your friend, you are my friend. You may be king, but if I am your lover, you are my beloved. So what is our object of love? What is our relationship? Right? You are my king, or you are my beloved. You are my king, or you are my father. You are my king, or you are my friend. This is bhakti ras, relationship. So therefore in Braj, all these things are outside of Braj. No opulence is there. Opulence is so much there. It's everywhere. It's like a fish in water. Opulence is like the water, but the fish doesn't even know it's in water. Opulence is like the air you breathe. Everything in Braj is more opulent than anywhere else. One speck of dust is a wish-fulfilling touchstone. Every tree is wish-fulfilling. Every cow is kamadhenu, wish-fulfilling. Everything is chintamani, transcendental. So the opulence in Vrindavan is more than the opulence anywhere else by 1,000,000 times. But it's just like the air and the water. Water for a fish, air for those who breathe air. They don't even notice it. Why? Radha Krishna Pranamor Jugala Kishore. They are my life and soul. I have love for them. So this is what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, but he established different stages. Why at that time, after Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vijayabhushan, after some time it had become mixed, mishrita, contaminated. Gurudev described this also in his lectures. Oh, I am Saki. Right? Like one day, someone comes to class, nice sari, makeup, flowers, and shirt. Right? Mangoes tightly tied on. What is my name? So-and-so, Saki. What is my seva? Oh, I have to find another Saka, and I will be Radha and you will be Krishna. This is called Prakrita Sahajya. Mundane sense enjoyer, imitation. First, understand your soul. Be situated in the platform of the Atma, and develop and understand all the tattva, practice sadhana bhakti very seriously, then one day you can attain that. Pray. Asha bandha samudkanta nama gahane sadaruchi. Taste in Harinam. Asha bandha, hope. Great hope. Right? Samudkanta, eagerness. Shantir avyartha kala, I'm not wasting any time. Viraktir mana shunyata, not attached, detached from praise, recognition. Then you can practice bhakti. Then one day you can achieve that. So therefore, very strong sadhana. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada established it like Jiva Goswami made the Sandarbhas, like an iron-clad box, chest, locked. All the jewels of the Goswamis are present within that. Same with Srila Bhakti Prabhu. Sutra, Govinda Bhashya, Naya Sutra, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But what is that ras? You must also understand that. and gradually advance to that position. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said we should establish a school where you bring people of good character, teach them this message, and then send them out as pracharaks, preachers. Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Kodite Prachara. This is prachar. Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Kodite Pracharan. This is what our line is, what it means to be pracharak. Now, as time is unfolding, this is the desire of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, the desire of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Prabhupada, the desire of our Gurudev. Teach very strong and serious. What does it mean to be brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprasthanyasi? This is not a plaything. It's a very exalted conception. First, understand Krishna is God, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then you can approach this. That's why it said, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada would say, Puja la rag. You should worship that platform of rag bhakti with honor. Even from a distance, worship it. Develop respect. Understand that this thing is so high. What to speak of understanding of God? This is to say, transcend the conception of Krishna being God. That He's just a beloved. Not even that. I am the servant of His beloved, but not even as a servant. Radhika doesn't see the dasis as her dasis. She only says Saki. Dasi, we don't say dasi this, dasi that, dasi this. There's only in Dasya Ras. Madhurya Ras, no one is dasi. Only Saki, friend. Only Saka, friend. Oh, go do this service. No. You're already doing it because you know in your heart the desire of your Ishwari, so there's no need for any command and instruction even. This first-class sevak doesn't even have to be told what to do. So in the spiritual realm, there's no das-dasi. In Madhurya Bhakti, Braja Bhakti, Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya, there's no dasya ras there. In Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya, friendship, parental love, and paramour love. But everyone is das. Arsha Britya. Everyone is das of Krishna. But in that reality, beyond the conception of Godhood, beyond Vaikuntha, then that intimate friendship that is being offered to us in Mahaprabhu's time, which was never before available, since the last time Mahaprabhu came, this understanding of Braj Bhakti Ras, we have that opportunity. Therefore, develop great honor and respect. How fortunate I am. This is the good news. Right? This is our good news. So we offer pranam to this. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he has fulfilled the desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He made a school, called it Braj Patan, School of Braj, branch office of Braj, and Gaudiya Mat, monastery, where those followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and followers of Srimati Radhika could reside and study. Gauriya, Gaurika, Gauri Srimati Radhika's mission, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So there's also our mission, right? And then he established these schools. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, make schools and train people to preach. So this is also the vision for this place. As always from the beginning, for many years before I came here, it was always the vision. According to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's instruction, he said, in the end of his Society of Sri Gauranga article, he said, therefore, the conclusion is, we should establish a place where you can train people of good character to become teachers, ministers of this faith, of this beautiful bhakti ras. So that is the conception of this place. We aspire to serve in that line, to study, to train, to teach, and then to serve, to outreach, to reach out and give this message. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada ki jai.